Welcome to Dora L. Rain Ministries. As you can see, I'm Dora Lakeisha Rain. Before we get into about the book and the ministry, let's talk a little bit about who I am. I'm originally from Mound Bayou, Mississippi, 38762, and was born there, but raised in the San Francisco Bay Area in California. Had the great opportunity to graduate from San Mateo High School, went to a historical black college, Bethune-Cookman University, go Wildcats, and it was during that time that I got saved at Bethune-Cookman University, which is a Christian school, which I love. Had the opportunity then to pursue my higher education at the University of Northern Iowa, go Panthers. And it was during that time that I began to start my own company. And you know, most entrepreneurs, we starve. But during the midst of that time, God began to deal with me on ministry and got heavily involved within my church there. And it was during that time that I was headed to a conference in Omaha, Nebraska, that the Lord said, I need to deal with you personally, about the areas in your life that aren't seeming to me, that aren't pleasing rather to me. And it was during that time he began to talk to me about the remolding process that he had to do within me. And the Bible says that he's a great clay maker and he's the great potter. And I said, well, God, I don't understand what you're saying. It was on this 4-hour drive to Nebraska that he began to talk to me. And he told me, you're like a brick. And I need to break those areas that were built in your life like a brick. I need to break those bricks and remold them. They were tottered. They were built with wrong material. And I said, what do you mean by material? He said, people added to these different areas of your life, like your sexuality, lust, anger, rage, different areas. He said things added to your life and circumstances, and because you didn't know how to deal with those issues, they formed their own makeup, and then they went into this wall built on a foundation which deals with your generations, which basically is my mother's generation, my father's generation, and people that added to that. And so my foundation, he said, was on steady ground, but it was kind of lumpy, you know. And so when the bricks and my wall began to get built, he said each of those bricks signified life circumstances. And it was during that time that each of these bricks, some were molded good, you know, good structure, but other ones were added to in the wrong way. And so it's during that time that he began to deal with me about my wall. And he said, now we're going to build on your purpose and destiny for your life. And so it was during that time that the book came about. And it took years for this book to be written. Very simple book, but guess what? It took time for each circumstance to unveil itself through situations that I had to go through to realize that there's things in me, even as a saved woman of God, that's unpleasing to God. So it was during that time that the book came about, as you can see, through the wrath of the storm. There, through the wrath of the storm came the abundance of rain. Um, I hope you take the time to go purchase it. You can go back to the homepage of Dora Rain Ministries, and you can purchase that book at a very simple, easy price, and you'll see it when you log on there. But it was during that time that God took me through 7 years of deliverance and healing. So when people begin to tell me that Christians, can't have spirits and demons, and there's no way. Well, the Bible talks about anything that controls you or anything that you love more than me is, he said, is a seed. And it's not pleasing and it's not of me. So if it's not of him, it's the spirit that's behind it that's controlling you. So anything that controls you more than Christ is the enemy, which is Satan. So God began to deal with me on areas in my life and relationships and my family and generational curses. And my book begins to talk about that and how I went through 7 years of deliverance. And during those 7 years, guess what? Couldn't tell anybody what was going on. I looked crazy. People thought something was wrong with me. But God said, but when I bring you out, he said, your family is going to get saved. People around you are going to know that you've been delivered and set free. Your walk is going to be different. Your talk is going to be different. Your voice is going to be different. So I'm here to let you know you're not going crazy. You may be saved and reading the word daily, praying and going to church 2 or 3 days a week, but you're saying there's still something going on, and I feel it and I know it. And it's called iniquity, it's called sin. And so we're going to deal with that through this ministry. And I pray that you stick in there with me. And I'm so glad that you took the time to listen to my welcome. Get get ready to experience a great transformation in your life. We are the generation, the X generation, which means extraordinary. So expect this ministry to be radical, in your face, tough love. And I promise you, if you stick in there with me, God's going to do some great things. Healing and deliverance is on its way. God bless you.